Hi everyone. In the last session, we have seen about the classification of IPs as different classes, as class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. And in this session, we are going to know the range of each network. That means class A, what is the range from which number to which number, class B, which number to which number, class C, which number to which number. This specific range we are going to understand in this specific session. For example, I already told IPs have been classified as 5 different classes as class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. Okay, so these are the 5 different classes, and only these 3 classes we can use for LAN as well as the WAN. That is your public IP. Why I am saying public IP, private IP, public IP, private IP? See, public IP, you're going to pay money for that. The ISPs are going to provide, by which we can able to connect any device from anywhere to anywhere. But by using the private IP, you're not going to pay any money for anyone. Only private IPs can you able to communicate within the network. Okay, that topic we are going to discuss later. What is the difference between a public IP and a private IP, and what is the range of public IP and what is the range of private IP? That specific topic we are going to discuss later in this session. Just we are going to understand what are the different ranges of an IP address. See, for example, as I already told you, how many octets are present in an IP address? 4 octets. Again, I am repeating, in an IP address we have 4 octets. Out of 4 octets, you see only the first octet. Only the first octet you have to take. And in first octet, what is the range of an first octet? It varies from 0 to 255. Again, if you ask me why, I already told you it have 8 bits. When we have 8 bits, all 8 bits, when it becomes zeros, we are going to get the value 0. When we have all bits ones, we are going to get the value called 255. So now these 5 classes, we are going to get the range only from this to this. Now, take for example class A. Class A, the valid range. Valid means, why I said valid? Because 0 cannot be used. Okay, so the valid range in class A is 1 to 126. Actually it is 127, but 127 we are not going to use as an IP address because it is used for loopback. What is the meaning of loopback? That we discuss in the later session. So in class A, the valid IP is 1 to 127. Actually is 0 to 127, but 0 is not used, as well as 127 is also not used. So the valid range will be 1 to 126. If someone asks you what is the range of class A, see again, this is only the first octet. Don't think that the second octet what, again it may vary from 0 to 255. The third octet, anything it can vary from 0 to 255. But the first octet, it should vary from only 0 to 1 to 126. And when it comes with class B network, it is 128 to 191. This is for class B network. When it comes with class C, 192 to 223. Okay, so when it comes with class D, it is 224 to 239, 240 to 255. Okay, so the range, so these are the only 3 different classes what we are going to use. Okay, again, class A, what is the range? 1 to 126. Class A, what is the range? 1 to 126. Class B, what is the range? 128 to 191. Class C, what is the range? 192 to 223. Now let me give an example for you how you should see and how you should identify that it belongs to which class. For example, I gave an IP address called 192.10.5.20 something. I gave you this IP address. Now if I ask you it belongs to which class, see, if I see the first number, it belongs to class C. If I see the second number, it belongs to class. No, you should not see any of the number. Only you have to see the first octet. Again, I am repeating, only the first octet, and you should decide it belongs to which class. Okay, sir, what I know, okay, I came to know that it belongs to which class. So what is the use of understanding the class? If you understand it belongs to which class, then you can know how to find the network ID and all these things. So step by step, we will learn everything in detail. So first thing, how to identify you belong to which class. So you belong to which class now? You belong to class C. Why? Because it belongs to this. Now, if I ask you what is the network ID, how you can find the network ID, let me give an example. It belongs to which class? Class C network. In class C, you know how many network bits? Here we have network, host, host and host. See, now what you have to do, sorry, network, network, network and host, only the host, these bits, and these three are the network bits. Now, if someone asks you what is the network, 192.10.5 is the network, because these three bits are network, and in the host part I have to keep 0. Now anyhow, let me make the things clear. Take for example class A network, class B network, class C network. Just try to understand and listen carefully. Class A, what is the range? 1 to 126, okay? And then what is the size of the network? How many network bits and how many host bits? 8 network bits and host, host and host, okay? So this is the host part and this is the network part. When you come with class B network, 128 to 191, which is my network, network, host and host. And when you come with class C network, which is your 192 to 223, which is your network, network, network and host. Okay, now how to identify? If someone asks you, see for example what I am asking you, if I ask you what is an area code of 2359789 something, can you tell me the code here? No, you cannot tell, because I know if you Google you can tell me the code. Normally what is the code? 235. You cannot say that Australia code is only 2 numbers. I will see only the 2 numbers. See here, US is only 1 number. Australia 2 numbers. UAE, I am staying in UAE. My area code is 3 numbers. Nepal 977, 3 numbers. So it differs from country to country. So how to identify that I belong to which network? By using this concept you can understand. Now let me explain you how. For example, I gave an IP address. Just try to understand the logic. 192.168.5.10. Randomly I gave an IP address to you and I asked you what is the network ID of this one. Why I should know this network ID? Because when you go with the DHCP concept, you should understand what is the network ID, what is the range of a network, what is the subnet mask, what is the default gateway. All these things you should understand. So for this first step is you should identify the network ID. How to identify? I am giving the explanation. For example, when I give this IP address, always you should see the first octet. Only the first octet, not the second, not the third, not the fourth. So first octet, it belongs to which class? Class C. In class C, how many network bits? Write as it is. 192.168.5. And in the host, how you are going to get the network ID? By keeping all zeros in all 8 bits. When I keep all zeros in all bits, I am going to get this as my network ID. Clear? Okay, again let me give one more example for you for understanding, clear understanding. For example, I got a call from one number called 62593972 something, a number. Okay, if someone asks me, try to understand the things here. If someone asks me what is the area code, that is the network code, area code, and what is the first number, mobile number that we can get from this, and what is the last mobile number that we can get, and what is the broadcast. See, later I'm going to explain you what is the meaning of broadcast. See, area code, you know that what is the area code? The area code will be the same for all the numbers. What will be the area code? The area code will be +62. Why? By keeping all zeros in my all telephone number, I am going to get this area code by keeping all zeros in all 8 bits. What is my first telephone number? My first telephone number will be all 000001. This is my first telephone number. Okay. Then what is my last telephone number? 62999998. This is my last telephone number. Why not 999? Because 99999 all ones. See, this is called all ones in all host bits. This is called all zeros in the all host bits. So when we keep all zeros, we are going to get something called the area code, and when we keep all ones in the all host bits, we are going to get something called the broadcast. What is the meaning of broadcast? See, for example, if I want to convey one message to all the Australia people in one call, just one number if I dial, everyone should receive a call. That is called the broadcast. So what they will do, for example, if sometimes, see, you're not going to sit and you're not going to write something called broadcast. By default, the system will take the broadcast address from that specific network, and when it wants to send the information to all the people, automatically it will send. You don't need to, but you cannot assign as an IP address to a computer the network ID as well as the broadcast ID. Later I'm going to show you all these things practical. I'm going to show you that can we assign a network ID to a computer? Can anyone get a telephone number called all zeros? No one will get. Can anyone get a broadcast like all lines? No, no one will get. So anyone can get only from this specific range. So why I'm giving this in a telephone number, so that you can correlate and you can understand. Now shall we go ahead and shall we have a look in terms of an IP address, how to find these things? Let me write it here. See, for example, let me write it again here. Class A, class B, and class C. Class A, what is the network? 1 to 126, 128 to 191, 192 to 223. And then what is the size? Network, host, host, and host. This one is network, network, host, and host. This one is network, 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 and host. So these are the sizes. Now, for example, I gave an IP address. I gave an IP address to you to find the network ID, the range. Range means what is my first, what is my last, and what is my broadcast. So let me explain. For example, randomly I gave an IP address 192.168.5.15. So many people think, sir, why always you take 192, why not 191? That explanation also I'm going to give you later, why we are taking only 192. For example, I have an IP address, randomly I pick an IP address, and now I'm going to find the network ID, the first IP address, the last IP address, and the broadcast. Okay, fine. So first thing, let me find the network ID. Network ID. So for finding the network ID, first you should understand it belongs to which class. It belongs to class A, it belongs to class B, or it belongs to class C. So when I see this IP, I came to know that this belongs to class C network. In class C, why? Because it lies between this specific range. So it is a class C. In class C, how many network bits are fixed? 3 network bits, 3 network octets are fixed. 24 bits, actually in terms of bits when we talk, 24 bits are assigned for the network, only 8 bits are assigned for the host. So now, network ID means what? Write the network as it is, 192.168.5. And in the host part, keep zeros in 8 bits. For example, if I keep all zeros in all 8 bits, what value I'm going to get? I'm going to get 192.168.5.0. So what is this called? Network ID. Then what is my first IP address? First IP will be 192.168.5.1. Why 1? Because the starting one will be 1. And then what is my last IP address? Can you guess? 192.168.5.255 is the last. So before 1 will be the last IP, because 255 belongs to broadcast. Broadcast is 192.168.5.255. Now this is the way. Now see, this specific IP, randomly it is coming in between this 1 to 254, somewhere it is lying. Okay, so the range, this is the range. Range means what? The first IP and the last IP. So this is the way how to find a network ID. For example, in interview he asked you what is the network ID of 192.168.5.10. What should be your answer? You should see it belongs to class B. In class B, only the first 2 octets, 172.168 0. In the host part, you have to keep zeros to find the network ID. Simple. For example, 10.250.5.10 something, I gave an IP. I asked you what is the network ID, how to find network ID. You have to see it belongs to class A. In class A, only the first octet is the network. So I have to write the network ID as 10.0.0.0, because in the host part I am making all zeros. So this is the way how to find the network ID. Let me give one more example for you. For example, I gave an IP address called 192.168.10.250. Okay, randomly I gave an IP. Now I want to find the network ID, the first IP, the last IP. So first thing what you have to do, first you should check it belongs to which class. It belongs to class C. Why? Because 192 belongs to class C network. Range of class C is 192 to 223. So when I take this as a class C, you already know that this is network, network and network. Fix the network as it is, 192, 168, 10. And in the host, let me write all the 8 bits for your understanding. Okay. And now let me write the values 128, 64, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. Now, let me find the range. Range means what? All zeros is the first one. What is this called? Network ID. And then first IP address will be all zeros, 1. So what is this called? This is called my first IP address. So then what is my last? 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, called broadcast. Broadcast. And then 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0. What is this called? Last IP address. Okay. So let me write the IPs here. 192.168.10.0. What is this called? Network ID. 192.168.10.1 called first IP address. 192.168.10.254 is my last IP address. 192.168.10.255 is the broadcast. So this is the way how to find the range. So don't be confused that which numbers we can take or something. Any numbers we can take, that we will discuss later. Okay, why I am taking 192, 168, all these things we will discuss later. So now let me clear the today's topic. Different ranges of an IP address. So IPs have been classified as 5 different classes. Class A, what is the range of class A? 1 to, actually it is 0 to 127, but 0 and 127 is not used. The valid range for class A is 1 to 127. And when you come with class B network, the range of class B is 128 to 191. And class C range is 192 to 223. We are going to use only these 3 classes. Other 2 we are not going to touch, and we cannot assign as an IP address other 2 ranges. And in this thing, you should know what is the size, like out of 32-bit, how many bits are assigned for the network and how many bits are assigned for the host. With that, you can able to find the network ID, the range. Range means what is my first IP address, what is my last IP address, and then what is the broadcast. That means if I want to convey one message, I send to that, automatically everyone will listen. I hope you enjoyed the class. Thank you for joining Tech Skills. Have a great day. Thank you.